Was, yeah, can't hear you, Brian. He says, yep. Yeah, I'm not sure why that did that. I jumped on here and, to my surprise, had no audio. So, Stephanie, hey, Brian, I can't hear you. I bet you can now. Well, I am Brian Hogan. I'm glad that you can hear me now, and we are ready for a pre-show from 8 p.m. Eastern Time until 9 p.m. We'll talk about all things horror, science fiction, paranormal related, anything that falls under the Chiller Night umbrella. So Stephanie's giving me a thumbs up. SBC says, hello everyone, it's almost Halloween. I know next week. Can you believe it? Daniel says, sup Brian? Hey Daniel, thanks for joining us. Bonus says, yeah, you got this, thanks. Yeah, it was, I'll tell you what, it's been quite a journey from May until now. It's just been, I've been running on fumes. I really have. I've just been running on fumes between the haunted house and still doing the bookings for the escape room and stuff. But the haunted house is doing well, and still getting the bookings this month for the escape room. So I'm very, very busy. Bonus is, hey, hello, Chiller Night crew and Brian. Glad to hear from you. All right. Al says, hi everyone. Hey Al, thanks for joining us. Yeah, I'll be putting the schedule up. Of course, we'll be talking about Chiller Night Theater. That will be coming up this Saturday. Of course, it plays every Saturday night on Stream TV. We'll be putting the schedule up here in a few seconds. John says, and as the countdown continues to Halloween, take a break for our favorite chats. I'm Crozak the Grand, and it's time again for Chiller Night Live. And now here's our host, Brian Hogue. Thank you, Crozak the Grand. Sheila says, I made it. Hey, Sheila, thanks for joining us. Well, I'll tell you what. Let me put the schedule up for this Saturday. Let's see here. This coming Saturday, October 28th. Now, I will be at the haunted house, and so will Jack Shadow and all of his ghosts and ghouls. But at 8 o'clock Eastern Time is the Chiller Night pre-show. That, of course, is what you're watching right now. And then at 9 p.m., the movie is The Ghost. Now, that's a Halloween episode that we played last year. And we've only played it once. And so that is that's going to be the episode. And I'll tell you why here in a few minutes. And at 10:50, the movie is Terror Creatures from the Grave. 12:45 in the morning, Attack of the Giant Leeches, and then at 2:10 in the morning, Snow Beast. There you have it. You can watch that on Stream TV at streammedia.tv, and we will be putting that up throughout the show periodically. So, Daniel says Oakland's birthday is tomorrow. Ah, well, happy early birthday to you, Oakland. All right, it's always exciting. You know whose birthday it also is? Where is it? The late Bill Heinzman. Bill Heinzman, you, if you don't recognize the name, you certainly recognize the image, as he was the first zombie that we saw in Night of the Living Dead. And a lot of fans worldwide have come to know Bill as zombie number one. And I almost got Bill on Chiller Chat years ago. This is back in like 2011. I was talking to him on the phone, and he wanted to come up, but the day that I was having some others from Night of the Living Dead, Russ Streiner, John Russo, George Cassano, he had a family reunion and could not make it that day. So, very nice guy. So, too bad we couldn't have him on Chiller Chat. Stephanie says, I've never seen The Ghost. Oh, well, hey, you're in luck, because this coming Saturday night. And that was Jack Shadow's retirement announcement and last episode. Now, I have been trying to make time to do a Halloween episode this month. And I can tell you, I had no time. I had no time whatsoever. So In fact, I burned myself out pretty good yesterday. I actually had to call off work. I could not even get up until 8 p.m. last night. That's how bad. I've run myself into exhaustion. So I took today off, and not from. I went to my regular work today, but no escape rooms today. I'm just trying to recoup a little bit because I've still got this coming weekend, and it was impossible. I had no time to give for an episode. I really wanted to do that. I really, really wanted to do that, but I just did not have the time. So we're gonna play the Ghost. We're gonna play the Ghost. I'm disappointed in that. I really wanted to have another episode with Jack Shadow this coming Saturday night. I mean, a new one for that special occasion. But just since May, Ava and I we've both been running ourselves just to the point of exhaustion. We really have. We've rarely had any time off whatsoever, and it just caught up to me. Let's see. Al says, "Happy almost Halloween, everyone." Yes, absolutely. Sheila says, "Yes, Night of the Living Dead." You know, one of the guy he works alongside me oftentimes, and like running the ticket booth and stuff for the haunted houses. His name's Dave, but I wanted to get him on Chiller Chat, but he's at the haunted house every night with when we're open, and sitting at the ticket booth, he and his wife, and which I greatly appreciate. But he was a zombie on Night of the Living Dead. And he was actually one of the zombies on set on Night of the Living Dead. And I think he was also on another George Romero movie, Knight Rider. So one of the people in the background. I thought that was pretty cool. Bonehead says, "Well, Brian, are you going to be busy next Tuesday, Halloween? If not, you are going to do a pre-show, or maybe Jack would make an appearance." See, now that believe me, I've tossed that idea around so much. And the only problem with that is the escape room is still open and available for booking. Now, I remember last Halloween, I was pretty busy. So, and I anticipate being busy as well this coming Tuesday. That's why I said at the beginning of the month, and you might not remember that, but yeah, I said I won't be here for Halloween night for the pre-show because of the escape room. So I'll be now. If for some reason I don't get any bookings, which I can't imagine that happening, but if for some reason I don't, I'll be happy to do a pre-show. But that's unlikely, to be honest with you. John says he also has a figure of him, and in both color and black and white. And in both color and black and white. Who's that? Bill Heinzman. Okay, I'm sure that's who you're talking. Tracy says, "Had a hurt wing, hee hee." Oh, yeah? Well, that's not good. Daniel says, "It's gonna really be sad once we get done with the haunt." Yeah, this coming weekend, this Friday and Saturday, that's it. That is it. Sheila says, "Hey, gotta get those ends met." Stephanie says, "Hang in there." Thank you. I'm hanging. Let's see. SBC says, "Don't work too much. Stress can kill you." Bonehead says, "Okay, so don't plan on a pre-show next week then." Yeah, I won't be able to plan on that just because of, quite honestly, I'll probably be at the store on Halloween. That way, if any of the kids stop by, I'll probably be handing out some candy at the house for about the first hour maybe, and then rush into the store. So Patty says, the 28th, do I need to book to go to the haunted house, or is it walk-in? Nope, it's just walk in from 7 p.m. to 10. Now make sure you get there by 10 o'clock, because unless we have, now this is so crazy. This is so crazy. This is how unpredictable things are sometimes. Like, you know, we've been having first 2.5 hours with no break. Saturday night we had the entire duration of the time up until the last 9 minutes with no break in between the groups. I mean, we just had them coming in, had them coming in. Then that last 9 minutes, nobody. 10 o'clock comes. You know, we shut it down. There's nobody standing in line. Obviously, we would have stayed open had that been the case, but we shut down, and about 5 after, we get another group that comes in. And it's like, you know, some of the actors had already left, so I can't put the people through. They're not going to get their money's worth. And, you know, and the lights were on. Everything was like, you know, it's too bad. I felt so horrible about that for like 2 days. I just felt horrible about that, you know. But, you know, to be on the safe side, come right before 10 o'clock. But we've been doing well. We've been doing well. It's been very busy. It's been a very busy month. James says, "Good evening, Brian. I hope you had a good weekend." Thank you, James. You too. I did, actually. It was busy, but it was good. Bonin says, "Well, Brian, we all appreciate what you do. Please don't overstress yourself. We care, and I'm pretty sure Miss Ava and your family care a lot too." Oh, thank you very much. I did. I thought I better pull the plug on this idea to do a live, not a live, but a new episode. I wanted so bad to get that out for this, because I've been saying this for months. Jack Shadow will be back. He'll do a Halloween episode, and it just wasn't. Like I say, yesterday I was so burned out. I was beyond the point of exhaustion, because like I said, I called off from work, which is something I don't do often, and then I couldn't even get up until like 8 o'clock at night. That's how I knew I had a problem. So I thought, you know, I'm sure you guys will understand, but I've been too busy. I hate to keep saying that, but it is true. There's no other way around it. Stephanie says, "Are you going to have a Halloween movie night marathon on Halloween?" No, I'll probably be. Well, I'm sure I'll be at the escape room until nighttime. Richard says, "Watching Chiller Night Theater and the Phillies and the Diamondbacks." Ah, awesome, nice. You know, another reason I feel bad is because I had a fan of the show submit some fan art. And I was going to have that, the same as Patty's custom-made Jack Shadow's action figure that she had put together and sent to me. Well, this fan, I was going to have Jack Shadow, you know, hold it up and show everybody. But, and not to say that I can't do that at a later time. I just couldn't fit it in this month as I wanted to. Here's another thing. This Christopher Dabrowski from, I believe he's from New York, but he had sent this fan art, which I think is pretty cool. I'll give you a better look at it right here. But it's got the names. If you look carefully, it's got the Jack Shadow, Chiller Night, Aura, Elvon Nock. You know, it's just got a lot of different. If you look real careful, if you had enough time, you know, a few minutes to take a look at it, you'd see all the different things that Christopher has put into the artwork here. I'll put that up again, because I think later on in the show, I think that's pretty cool that somebody took the time to do that, and then actually mailed it to me at the. Emailed it to the store at the Chiller Night Escape Experience. So, just thought that was pretty cool. I wanted to share that. And another thing that somebody had emailed me, it was actually 2 weeks ago. It was some AI art. We were all talking about this. And Buck Williams, I don't know, Buck, if you're on here, but you said that you were going to send some AI art. And he did. So he emailed me these pictures right here, which I thought were kind of cool. That's the pretty cool looking werewolf there. Kind of reminds me of like almost like the Howling type of werewolves. There's one. Looks like a female werewolf. That's kind of a, I don't know, kind of got more of a human look to it, but very savage werewolf appearance. I like the little jack-o'-lantern or basket in the background there. And there's a bit of a gory werewolf. He just looks like he got done eating his midnight snack. But I thought those were pretty cool there. And if Buck, if you're on here, told you I emailed Buck and Christopher today to let them know that I would be showing their stuff tonight. Again, there's Christopher's. So I really appreciate that. I thought that was pretty cool. That somebody would take the time, as Patty did when she did the Jack Shadow action figure. I just think that it's pretty neat. That people are taking the time to actually do that and then to mail me these things. So I really appreciate that. Very, very much. Very cool. Let's see. Stephanie says, wow, yeah. Bonin says, wow, that's interesting artwork. He did a great job. Stephanie says, cool. Bonin says, kind of look like a Wolverine werewolf. Yeah. Very savage looking. Al says, very cool looking werewolves. Yeah, very neat. Al, you got a lot with werewolves that you seem to do. I've been seeing more stuff come up with your. I know we've had you talk about that before, but we ought to have you on here again one of these times. Just call in for a few minutes, even just to tell us about your stuff. What it is you kind of remind viewers what it is you do. SBC says maybe a Christmas episode with Jack Frost Shadow. I thought about that, and then I thought I got to be careful. I got to be careful about overextending myself and making a commitment, because I really think that this is the first time that I can think of that I've really committed to something, and it just didn't. It didn't happen. There was no way I was going to make that happen. No way. I was just, up until the haunt opened, I was there every night working on that thing. The week of, 1:30 in the morning, 3:30 in the morning the night before. So it just wasn't happening. But you never know. I'm not going to say no. I just won't commit to it. Buck, hey, there's Buck. Buck says thanks. Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for saying. I showed 4 of them, and there was quite a bit of that you sent me. They all look really cool, but I figured I'd pick, like a variety of them out. Abundance says, everybody look, we're missing Tom Paisley, Renee Cruz, and a couple others. Yeah, and Paul's missing. Al says, I would love to do that, Brian. Yeah, let's do something like that. I know that you do quite a bit, and you got your stuff that you're trying to get up and launched and stuff like that. And I always like to be supportive of people doing that stuff. I know Doc, has been on the show before. Doc Dredd with his movie reviews, and it used to be a little better when I was doing chiller chats, when I had those episodes where I could have a nice lengthy half-an-hour episode. But it's something that you want to maybe call in. Maybe we can do that. No, I guess we can't do it next week. I'm getting a little ahead of myself because of the Halloween. I'll be at the escape room. I'm sure I'll be there for Zombie Outbreak. So 1S Bond says, cheers! All right, 1S Bond, thanks for joining us. I see some. Stephanie's asking where Tom, Renee, where they're at. Yeah, where are you guys at? Everybody else from YouTube. All right, just making sure we don't have any. We've got folks here from Facebook and from YouTube. And if you're watching this on Saturday night, on the 28th, and you're wondering, how can I participate in this show and the online show when it's actually live? So we do these every Tuesday night, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, and you can find us on the YouTube channel, Chiller Night, just like the logo there, Chiller Night. You know, be nice if you subscribed, you know, give my channel a look-see, and hit the notification bell, and you'll be notified, from my understanding, whenever the video comes up live. So, and then Facebook, you can find me on, if you're friends with Brian Hogue, you can check it out on my page, and you can also go to the Chiller Night Theater Facebook page, Chiller Night Escape Experience Facebook page, and Jack Shadow's House of Terror Facebook page. So, and I was pointing to the logos on the other side of the jack-o'-lantern, not the jack-o'-lantern. So, Diane says, hello. Hey, Diane, thanks for joining us. Bonin says, so what's the topic this week? Well, I think, rightfully so, it'd be Halloween. Halloween is coming up, and John says, question. Who's going to see the movie Five Nights at Freddy this Friday? That's right. That's coming up this Friday. I don't know. I know it won't be me. Tom says, I'm friends with Brian Hogue, just saying. Oh, yes, you are, Tom. Hey, Tom, there he is. All right, Tom, some folks were asking about you. Well, there you are. Thanks for joining us. Stephanie says, what movies do you guys like to watch on Halloween? Yeah, any... I've always, like, for a long time, and I don't know if I'll get to this Halloween or not, but for a long time, for a lot of years, my movie was, I used to love watching The Bride of Frankenstein. That was just, like, to me, that was like the perfect Halloween movies. That or Curse of the Werewolf, that was another one. I just loved that movie with Oliver Reed. Fantastic movie. But yeah, what are some of the movies that you guys watch on Halloween? Do you watch any of the Christmas specials, the Halloween specials? There's not that many Halloween specials, are there? Let's see. SBC says we have to do another episode about conspiracies. There's a lot going on at the moment. Yeah. Yeah. Is that something that... Oh, see, now, I'm not supposed to be doing that. I'm hosting a show. But I really have. I can't wait. I told Ava, I'm going to sleep in November. Like, through the entire month. I'm just going to figure out a way to do it and just wake me up for Thanksgiving. But, like, even today, we just got our pool closed today. Just now. Like, that's how... I mean, we've just been... You know, and there's Ava, like, doing the same thing, just working. And even in October, she's working particularly long shifts so she can have her Fridays off. Like, they let her flex her hours so she can do that. So she can do the haunted house. So she's right there with me, working hard. And, yeah, a lot of conspiracies right now. Bunted says, me too, Tom. I'm also friends with Tom Paisley, too. Yes, it's good to be friends with others. SBC says, Halloween memories. What's your favorite costume as a child? You know, I was looking so much in here. I could probably find it on my phone. But those, I actually pulled that up, the costumes. Like the old, I had the Darth Vader, the Ben Cooper Darth Vader costume. I love those things. Such great trick-or-treating memories. I think, I'm like positive, I have such a memory of having this. With that, to me, that looks like the Glenn Strange Frankenstein monster look. But I put those on there tonight because I wanted to, you know, and I still like to dress up. There's me just a couple years ago. Trying to take a selfie of the Lone Ranger when I went to a party a few years ago, last year. Trying to find a picture of my brother and I in those little Ben Cooper costumes. It must be on my phone. I thought I had it on the. I'm sure I have it on here somewhere, but um, oh gosh, where would it be? I can't even. I don't even know where to begin to look for it. So, um, but my favorite was probably. Now that was a picture of my brother dressed as Spock, and I was just a generic Planet of the Apes, one of the gorilla soldier apes. So we like to, Ava and I dress up. Sometimes I'm Jack Shadow, the Riddler, the Lone Ranger, like I was in that picture, and hand out candy for Halloween, for trick or treat. Buck says, no matter how fast you run, Mike Myers can walk faster. Yeah, yeah. Oh, no doubt. Him and Jason Voorhees, they got it figured out. I don't know how, but they got it figured out. Tom says, oddly enough, my only Halloween ritual is listening to the Mercury Theater's 1938 War of the Worlds. Is that right? Wow, that's pretty cool. That's an interesting tradition to have. John says, I watch a mix of classics from Universal, Hammer, a few, you had me at Universal, and Hammer, and a few modern classics like Night of the Living Dead, Halloween, The Fog, and for humor, it's The Addams Family and The Munsters. Nice. Um, Stephanie says, one time I was Ghostface from Scream. Tom says, that mask very Glenn Strangey. Yes, yes. Bowden says, I honestly can't remember wearing a costume from Halloween. I'm so ugly, I really don't need one to frighten people. Well, there you go. At least one day out of the year, you are naturally set for this. Sheila says, I listened to War of the Worlds too. Tom Orson Welles' version, still the best. Oh, at Tom, she's replying to Tom. Wow, that is pretty cool. I mean, for one of you to do that is pretty neat. For two of you to do that is pretty darn impressive. Al says, I had the Darth Vader and that Frankenstein mask too. Oh, those were the best. Those were the best. As far as like, yeah, TV. I was looking for something about the Charlie Brown. It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, for Charlie Brown, and I found this. Now that was not Charlie Brown. It's a Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown, but you see the music and but anyways, Bonus says, hello Tom, glad you're here. We miss you too much when you ain't, and you're the technical advisor here as well. Well, speaking of technical, I had a technical issue at the very beginning of the episode. I don't know why this happens. Like I have this set. I have this all set, and then when I hit record, sometimes it's not set. And I'm on here, and now you'll catch me over here looking at the mic at the sound bar, because it's happened so often, and I'm not touching the settings. That's the thing. I don't know if it's an automatic update or something that's doing this, but I find that a lot of times that this happens. And I had a viewer get mad. He got upset. And I mean, I can only imagine he was mad. He didn't sound happy. He's like, you need to get it together. Get your sound issues, you know. And I'm like, whoa, well, you know, you need to watch something else if this is getting you worked up so much, you know. And it was on a night too when I worked all day. I rushed in to work on the haunted house. I rushed home to do this show, and then that happened. And I mean, I literally got home like 2 minutes before 8 p.m. So I'm rushing in. I get set up. I start the show. Well, the volume did exactly what it did earlier, and yeah, he was not happy. But I'll tell you what, that came at a bad time because I was actually considering at that point like just discontinuing the pre-show, at least for a while, because I was feeling overwhelmed even back then. This is months ago, uh, beginning of summer, and for that to and I explained like, hey, I'm doing this because it's fun for me and it's fun for others. I am not doing this for income. I'm not monetized. I don't get anything from this. In fact, I pay out of my pocket to keep this show going. There is a fee for doing this, and I don't ask for anything from it. But that kind of irked me a bit because somebody's on there saying I need to get my stuff together, and I'm like, I think you just need to go watch something else. I think that would be best for you. Um, let's see. Let me get caught up here. Stephanie says, "Is it me or did these guys do a Charlie Brown dance reenactment?" Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, it could have been. The fact that it was in a church is not something I sought out. It just, when I was looking up the Charlie Brown, because I was trying to get an image to put up here, and that video, I found the video. And it's like I watched it. I was like, "Holy cow! That actually does look like the Charlie Brown dance." So I thought it was pretty funny. Wanted to share that. Sheila says, I like old time radio, lights out. But it says, something Tom's not here, tragedy and chaos ensues, Brian. Oh, when Tom's not here. Buck says, Ghost in the Machine. What, for the technical? Yeah, I got gremlins, I guess. Tom says, suspend Sheila and X-1. SBC says the computer is possessed. Call an exorcist. Yeah, did anybody see? I know Renee, who's not here right now, went and saw the new Exorcist movie. I was wondering if anybody else had seen it and what they thought of it. I don't really get into the demon stuff. I stick more with Frankenstein, Wolfman, that type of thing. But I'm just curious. It did come out recently. Bonus says, speaking of -1, the new Godzilla from Toho is literally right around the corner. I can't wait for it to get released. Yeah, I remember you were mentioning that, I think, last week, that it's coming up very soon. Sheila says, Tom, cannot remember who had the tag of it's sooner than you think. Huh. Can't think of who that was. Bonin says the guy in the blue suit looks somewhat like you, Brian, didn't it? That's the only blue suit I've been in. Did it look like me? Rather dapper and handsome young man, I would imagine. Got some dance moves. And Tom says it's later than you think. That was Lights Out. Arch Obler. It's later than you think. Okay, so he remembered that one. Sheila says, no, the original was enough. Oh, with The Exorcist. Bonus says, I got enough demons in my own head to worry about ones on the movie screen. Oh, that's sad. Steffi says, I've seen The Birds on the big screen. Oh, that'd be cool. In fact, it was my first time seeing ever. Now, how long ago, it was like I'm asking this because I know a lot of times the theaters will play the old, classic movies and stuff like that. So was that, you say it was the first time you've seen it, but was that fairly recently, or are you talking years and years ago? Kind of curious. Raymond says, Brian, hey, Raymond. I'll wave because he's got a wave emoji there. I tend to do that. I tend to physically react to emojis. John says, Godzilla -1 hits our theaters December 1st. It's 8:35. I'm going to put the schedule up here for this coming Saturday, and then we'll go back, resume our chat. All right, this Saturday, October 28th, on Stream TV at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, it's a Chiller Night pre-show, which is what you are watching right now. Again, those of you watching us in the future, those of you on Saturday, on October 28th, if you'd like to join us, every Tuesday night. Well, I say every Tuesday night, but it's unlikely I'll be here on Halloween because of the Chiller Night Escape experience. Probably be at the store that night with the a zombie outbreak booking. 9 p.m. The Ghost. Now remember, that was Jack Shadow's retirement episode. So that was his last episode. And then 10:50, and we only played it once, so I'm going to play it again. 10:50, the movie is Terror Creatures from the Grave. 12:45, Attack of the Giant Leeches. And then at 2:10 in the morning, Snow Beast. Well, there you go. But it says, I'm a sad individual, Brian. Don't be sad. You hey, look for the positive. You just said earlier you are already equipped and built and ready for Halloween naturally. I think that's something to be celebrated and to think positive about. Stephanie says, I saw the bird Sunday. Really? Just this Sunday? That was your first time seeing the birds, really? Just Sunday. Okay, that's cool. Very cool. I'm glad you got a chance to enjoy that. It's, like on the big screen. Very cool. Raymond says 1963. Oh, the birds. Was it 1963? Raymond says, I am well, thank you. Okay, someone's asking, Bonehead's asking him how he's doing. Bonehead says, note to Bonehead, no live chat on replay of pre-show. That's right. I've had people do that. I see where they're watching a replay of this later on. Now, Bonehead, I will say, you are not the only one who's done that. I've had people on there, like, hello? You know, and I remember once, it was probably about 2 years ago, I remember a viewer, they got mad. They were like, you know, like, you could tell they were getting pretty upset. Like, why is no one answering me? It's like, well, we did this like 16 hours ago. That might have something to do with it. John says, question, how many groups have made it through the escape room experience so far? Have you been keeping count? I do. I keep track of all the groups. I have a it's about a 60. I have to refigure out the calculations. I haven't done that for a while, but it was last I checked, it was about a 60% success rate. It's not terribly difficult, not terribly easy. It's a moderate. You know, I would rate it as a moderately hard one, but 50% of the groups have made it. 50, maybe not quite 50% have made it this month through it. But it says, I'm a skull that sits on the mantle. Not much in the way of outstanding achievements there, LOL. Well, don't you sell yourself short. I mean, I'm sure that mantle has something kind to think about you. You know, it'd be rather lonely being a mantle without a skull sitting on it, I'm sure. Raymond says, Snow Beast should cure insomnia. Hey, I'm just glad I'm here to help people with issues like, well, let's say insomnia. Bonin says, I don't think that was me that did that. No, that wasn't you who did that. No, this was somebody, quite honestly, I didn't even know who it was. Not like somebody who regularly watches this. Because I think if they had regularly watched it, they would have probably, after one or two comments, probably caught on like, wait, oh, that's right, it's a live show. And this isn't live. Al says, how many people got eaten by zombies? About 40% of the groups. Buck says, I started a new legend Facebook. Made AI art for that. Oh yeah? A new legend Facebook. Now what kind of art do you do on your Facebook page? Is it all horror or is it just anything? Is it I'm kind of curious. Buck says, the tree man, he stalks his victims on lake and riverbanks. Also boat ramps in the fall. He takes different forms depending on the types of trees that are around. Here are some of his forms. The tree man. Is this some of your AI art? I'll look up your page. What's it called? What's your page called? Raymond says, Bonehead, you are a dust collector. Be happy. Better than being a tax collector. Be a little easier. Roger's little wave from the grave. Bonehead says, Buck Williams, I remember a 50s movie called From Hell It Came about a tree monster. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought that tree monsters would be all that menacing overall. You know, but I guess, well, here we're talking about them tonight, so. And not just from one source. Bonehead remembers a tree monster movie. Stephanie says, at midnight tonight, I'm going to watch the abominable Dr. Fives with my mom. Oh, very cool, very cool. We were just mentioning that last week. I think it was it last week or the week before? My time is kind of all blurred. But Paul had been asking about the abominable Dr. Fives. So, yeah, that just came up recently. Patty says, finally escaped a non-functioning printer in Photolab and very happy to be here. Hi, you guys. Hey, Patty, thanks for joining us. Pat Sylvan 1 there, and I had mentioned your the Jack Shadow action figure, custom figure that you had made and sent because I was showing some fan art. I'm going to do this again because I just think it's pretty cool. But before I do that, oh yeah. Don't forget, those who live close enough, perhaps local viewers, if you're watching this on Stream TV on Saturday night, check out the Chiller Night Escape Experience, my horror-themed escape room store at the Cranberry Mall in Venango County, Pennsylvania. Not the one down by Pittsburgh, but the one up by Oil City and Franklin. And I have the Zombie Outbreak Escape Room. And you can either book online or call 814-209-8214. You can see the number right there. And also, what do we got here? I'm looking for, well, there's Jack Shadow at the haunted house. Where's the... I should have, you would think that I would have a poster of the House of Terror. What's it? Ah, there it is. All right. I just figured I'd have that. Let me move my jack-o'-lantern. Boop. That was a real jack-o'-lantern that I did carve, but I thought, well, I want to use this for episodes, and so I don't have to race against the clock and carve it beginning of October and get it filmed. I just took a picture of it in front of a green screen. But there it is, Jack Shadow's House of Terror. We have one more week to go here. On the Friday the 27th and Saturday the 28th. Those hours are from 7 p.m. till 10 p.m. And also, we have the no scare hours for the kids or those who just simply, to be honest, they don't like people jumping out and they want to take a little guided tour through the haunted house through our no scare hours. That was last week on the 21st, and also this Saturday we'll have it again on the 28th. That worked out very well. We get more people on those things than I expect to get. So, and that's from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. And then later on that evening at 7 begins the regular hours for the haunted house. So, well, you see that thing sneak up? Thought it could sneak up on me behind the poster there. But, all right. So, with that all being said, I think they're clever. Did I just put this up? I think I just did. What was I doing? I was doing something. Well, while I have it up, 8 p.m. the Chiller Night pre-show. At 9 o'clock, the movie is The Ghost. At 10:50, Terror Creatures from the Grave. And then at 12:45, the movie is Attack of the Giant Leeches. And then at 2:10, the movie is Snow Beast. And I'm not sure if there is going to be anything on Stream TV for Halloween. Like maybe sometimes I know that in the past we've played like a marathon or even just like Night of the Living Dead, maybe at 8 or 9 o'clock that night. I don't know. So I have to see. Sheila says, "From Hell It Came." Is that the one with the tree monster? I believe it is from what they were saying. Bonus says, "Yes, Fibes was great. The sequel wasn't that good, but it had Vincent Price, and you can't help but watch a movie with him in it." Yes. Tom says, "Fibes is a great movie." Yes. SBC says, "Watched From Hell It Came, 1957. Interesting. Trying to find and see if lots of different art. Buck says, I'll do a lot for folks in the YouTube catfish community. Okay. But it says, "There, Brian, Jack Shadow made his appearance. Well done." Yeah, if that counts, sure. There he is. There he is. All right, we had to get him in here. But it says, "Yes, Sheila, a tribesman gets murdered and comes back as a tree monster called Tobanga to get revenge." Tobanga. Sheila says, "Haven't seen that one in ages. Got to find out who's showing it." Patty says, "Some of the people probably go to the no scare hours to learn from you." Yeah. I wondered about that last week, but I mean, there's a lot of little kids, parents bringing the little kids out, so I think it's legitimate. So, I'm happy for a new location. Like I said, 2.5, 3 hours straight, where we don't have any breaks in between guests, and for a new location, I'm happy with that for this first year. So, and we've got I know two guys came up. There were two guys and a girl, and they came up afterwards and shook Jack Shadow's hand and just told him, "Wow, we just went to Pittsburgh." I'm not going to name the name of the attraction, but they said, "We just came back. We just came from Pittsburgh, from this particular haunted house, a big, well-known one, and said that this was better. It had more scares." And I was the amount of work that I put into these things, and then to hear a compliment like that, and then I know that type of, but for both of them to think that way, they were both so excited to come and shake Jack Shadow's hand, because they just happened to peek out of the gate. Jack said he was happy that they had survived, and that's when they approached him. But it's stuff like that is very rewarding to hear. And again, I know that's subjective. There's probably you get 10 people, you're gonna get so many different answers. I guess up to 10. Could like that one better than mine, and I'm not saying mine's better. I'm not saying theirs is better. I'm just happy to hear stuff like that, because a lot of work has gone into it. So, and it's only going to get better you know, because now I don't have to tear it down and set it up every year. It's always been a race every year to get that thing up, inspected and everything before, you know, there's several inspections it's got to go through before you can open it to the public. And to, you know, promote it and all that stuff. Just so much to do. So that is nice to hear that. And I've heard a lot of nice compliments this year. Let's see. Patty says, you said you had some fan art. Yeah. Oh, that's what I was. That's right. This is from Christopher Dabrowski. I believe he was from New York, if I remember that right. And if you look, now he's got a bunch of different words in there. He's got like Chiller Night Theater. I think you can see that one like right. I think you can kind of see that one standing out. Jack Shadow. He's got Jack Shadow. He's got Aura, and he's got El Von Knock. I just think it's cool that he not only thought to do that, but he actually did it. Took the time to do it, and then sent it in. And then I was showing the AI art that Buck had done and sent in. And I took some of the shots that he had from his werewolves that he sent in. I love the jack-o'-lantern in the background, too. And there, a little lantern, little bucket. Kind of a gory-looking werewolf there. Pretty cool, though. I just think that's so cool. And I had... I was saying that about, you know, there's these people taking the time to do that and send this stuff in, and then I said, just like when Patty had customized, you know, made a customized Jack Shadow figure and sent that in. I'm so appreciative of stuff like that. It's very, very appreciated. Oh, we've got plenty of time. Raymond says, Bonehead, is that the movie that has scantily clad island ladies getting killed? Is that the is that the tree one? We still talk about the tree one. Let's see. Bonus says some of them, Raymond. That and Horrors of Spider Island. Yeah, I've almost played that one before for Chiller Night Theater. Bonus says, Brian, we can attest to the fact that you always put max effort into your endeavors. That's one of the many reasons why we like you and your channel and your escape room and haunted houses. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I've always loved this stuff, horror and haunted houses and stuff like that. Our area just recently had a witch walk on Saturday, and it was you know, it made the news, the local news, because one of the there was a local church. I think it was a new pastor had come into the area, and he had spoken out against it, which he has every right to do. I think it was played up, whether intentionally or not. Kind of think intentionally, at least on somebody's side. Generated a lot of publicity that I didn't think was needed, but it was very well attended. And again, you know, he had every right to say that. Whether you agree with his opinion or not, he has every right to say that. And I just thought it was interesting. But you know, they were focusing more on like this evil viewpoint on the witch walk and stuff like that. And maybe some people, there could very well be people who you know, that's where their head and heart go. You know, maybe that compels them, that intrigues them. I think for a lot of people, probably most people, I'm thinking, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm in the minority here, but I think of just a Halloween witch, a little green lady on the broom, you know, the scarecrows, the black cats, the jack-o'-lanterns, Frankenstein, the wolf. Like I think of such a fun time in my life, and you know, I guess if you want to bring the pagan elements of it, you could do that with practically, you know, most of our major holidays. Christmas, Easter, but I don't choose to do that. I don't choose to do that at all. I guess for me, the holidays have always just been a time of fun, and I don't go diving too deep into that aspect of it at all. In fact, I don't even look at it at all. So if you enjoy Halloween, keep enjoying. If you don't, by all means, you have a right not to either. So, but just understand, a lot of people don't think of it in terms like that. They just don't. 8:56. Let's see. Chad says, "Hope all is well." Hey, Chad. Well, there's a name I haven't seen in a while. I hope all is well with you. Also, thanks for joining us. Tom says, rumor has it that the Jack Shadow holiday shot in the beach might have been AI art, just a rumor. Oh yeah, I remember that. Oh, I see. Could have been, could have been. John says, for your entertainment experience, you've been watching the Chiller Night Live pre-show with Brian Hogue. This is Crozak the Grand reminding you to prepare yourself for the weekend ahead, and only 7 days to go. Yeah. Until next time, stay chilled and keep thrilled. Thank you. Thank you. SBC says, I'm currently working on the monster of the horror film I want to make. When it's finished, I'll send you a short preview video. Ah, cool. And let me know, too, if I can show it on here. I think that would be cool. I'm sure everybody would like to see that. Patty says, don't forget Christmas has Krampus. We've been considering opening up for a weekend there for Christmas. Let's see. Chad says, that was so blown out of proportion. Be interested in his thoughts on paranormal. Yeah. I understand his, from the church's point of view, if you're talking about real witchcraft, we're real witches. But the witch walk, from my understanding, at least they've had this type of thing going on for many years. And it's in October, so it was Halloween themed, of course. And that's the way I look at it, is just people dressing up in costumes, no different than trick-or-treating, Like I said, the guy has every right to form that opinion and to express that opinion. He has every right in the world to do that. I just, I think that probably to the little rebellious ones out there, oh, we're going to show him. They probably upped the ante a bit, just be the rascals that they were. See y'all creatures next week, Tom says. Yes, have a happy Halloween. We won't be back before Halloween, and I probably won't be back on Halloween night. So everybody, I hope you have a very safe and a very, very happy Halloween. And if I'm not here next Tuesday night, I probably won't be. I just want you to know that, and I will see you at least 2 weeks from now. Bonus says, well, happy Halloween to everyone. Yins, take care and enjoy the holiday. Yins all, and see yins all back here soon. Stay safe all, Patty says. And Tom says, well, maybe not next week, but you know what I mean. Right. And with that, put the schedule one more time. At 9 o'clock, watch The Ghost. 10:50, Terror Creatures from the Grave. 12:45, Attack of the Giant Leeches. And then at 2:10 a.m., the movie is Snow Beast. You can watch that on Stream TV at streammedia.tv. So there you have it. All right, folks. Have a good night. Have a good chiller night. We'll see you probably not next week, but in 2 weeks. All right. See ya.